It was coming in hot. Hello. Welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Oh me, oh my. Oh me, oh my. No phone. Sherry, good evening. Yep. Gonna have to get into that at some point in the next day or two. Transferring everything over. I'm fine. How's everybody else? I make you want to visit Chicago. Why? Oh, the food videos? Yeah, I had a 6-inch sub for lunch, and then I had some tacos for dinner. Got a little Italian cookie sitting here by my side, ready to go. There is no best place in Chicago to get a taco. And Chicago's too goddamn big. It all depends on where you're at in Chicago, like what side of the city you're on. Because I could give you a place on the south side that isn't going to do any bit of good if you're on the north side. I mean, tacos for dad last night. Couldn't wait. Totally understand. God damn. Oh, Letz's Bakery is phenomenal. Letz's Bakery's been around forever. My family's been getting cannolis from them for events since I was a fucking baby. Yeah, it's only my job routine is only going to work for so long. It's not going to save him from the law. Good evening to you too. Had 2 lovely barbecued pork chops and a baked potato with some barbecue and onion. Nice, nice. Where am I from? Like originally, or where am I? Okay, that message is gone now. Never mind. Ixnay on the airway, Uye Umfre, Eshinque. Let's see how many people know that. Where are you from? Okay, you just asked the same thing again. Like right now, I'm in Shanahan, Illinois. Ooh, somebody is beating the fuck out of their mower blades. Sounds like somebody just ran over a whole fucking tree. Originally, the near west suburbs of Chicago. I was born in Melrose Park, grew up in Northlake, went to school in Addison, moved around a couple of different suburbs of Chicago before moving to southern Indiana, and then taking off and doing some traveling for about 4 years, and then coming back to Chicago, and then here I be, Chicago suburbs. One of the best spots in Joliet, right on. I'll have to check it out. Southeast Wisconsin. Hello. Am I Italian? Yeah, partially. Are you planning on joining the 9/11 protest or 419? Where the fuck did I get 9/11? 419 protest. No. Why do you always have your camera inverted? so logos aren't shown. No, the camera is inverted because that's just what the apps do, and I don't invert the picture. Like whatever the default is for the app is what I use, and it's I think it's predominantly because of the quantity of content that I put out, 20 to 30 videos a day. I you know I don't. It's just one less thing I got to deal with. Inverting it every time I do a video. Waxed, actually. Thank you, Hubert. Trump defying the Supreme Court has put us all in a very bad situation because if he's able to do this, then he doesn't have to listen to judges ever, and he can literally do what he wants. Wink Martindale was still alive? Yes, waxed. Hello, Scotland. How are you? The Oath Keepers are always spouting off. They never shut the fuck up. I just got the notification. U.S. game show host Wink Martindale dies at 91. Holy shit. I heard about it in a live before the news got to me. What? Wink 91, men of LA, autograph. Oopsies used to mean making mistakes. Now it means disappearing people. Yep. Hope you are well. I am well. Thank you very much. Go Kentucky. Thank you very much, Kentucky. Have you ever tried haggis? No, I have never tried haggis. Nor is it something that I believe I want to try. It's just, I've gone almost 53 years without eating haggis. I think I'm good. I don't think I need to jump in now. You know what I mean? Keep up the great work from British Columbia. Thank you very much, British Columbia. I appreciate the kind words. What's on everybody's mind tonight? What the fuck is on everybody's mind? Esta Noche. Wink Martindale is famous in the Elvis world. He was at the Memphis radio station the first night Elvis's first record was played, and Wink called Elvis's mom to get Elvis to come down to the station. Right on. How good was the sandwiches today? They're pretty good. How old are you? I am 52. I will be 53 on May 13th. Good day from Australia. Love your content. Give me some hope for America. I'm an outlier, my guy. We got some crazy motherfuckers. No, I guess I'm not really an outlier, but we got some crazy motherfuckers, man. Don't pin your hopes for America on me. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. I'm on my last 5 beers out of a 10-pack. I have insomnia. Get yourself some weed, homie. Just watching some TV and building a desk chair tonight. Hey, whatever needs to get done, right? I would be worried about being gay and married in this country right now, too. I would be. I'm not trying to, be a fearmonger, but I would be. I can tell you this. I don't know that I want to leave the country on a vacation as long as he's president. Might be a handful of domestic vacations in our near future. Do you have any thoughts on ranked choice voting? Yeah, I don't like it. I don't want ranked choice voting. I just want more options, more viable options in the voting booth. Another day, another circle of hell. That's accurate. I have this notepad on my desk that I think accurately reflects the situation as a whole. This is my dumpster fire notepad. You can see here it's got the gates, it's got the graffiti and The flames are the notepads you can see here. Okay, I got this on Amazon before anybody asks. You know, you can put notes on either side. But this dumpster fire notepad reminds me every day of what an absolute doozy of a pickle of a shitstorm we are all in. It looks like a Cybertruck, holy shit. You travel back and forth to Canada often from your home in Vermont. Donald J. Trump commemorative note holder. Who's very much like you, deadhead progressive all around. Right for him, they check his phone and it's over. Meatloaf recipe. Are you asking me for a meatloaf recipe? Because I am not the keeper of the meatloaf recipe. That would be my wife. Do I like Rush? Yeah, I do. The man in El Salvador, I think he's dead already. We should be afraid of any of these Republicans right now. But having said that, I don't know, like, Vance knows how to get more archaic laws passed and do the whole Project 2025 thing. I don't know that he's as, I don't know that we would see people being shipped to El Salvador. Maybe we would, though. I have not given any thought as to what the 2030 census will look like. There is so much between now and 2030, it's not even funny. You get creepy vibes from Stephen Miller? Now do this while you're sitting here in the live. Google how old Stephen Miller is. Look up how old he is. And get back in here and report. Stephen Miller is not yet 40. Stephen Miller is not yet 40. It's amazing what Schnazism will do to the body. No, he's under 40, isn't he? Maybe he turned. Evil really ages you? Let me see if I can find something on a comparable note. Yeah. Goebbels was only 47 when they unalived him. That's what that philosophy does to your body. Nefretatu. Did I see the bad guy speak or Biden speak earlier? Yes, I did. I confused comments here because Sherry said he looks like the bad guys in Indiana Jones. Yes. Am I an African American or a Latina? No. Nope. You said before you don't like ranked choice voting, but you want more choices. The current system always condenses it down to two parties. You need to change the system to change the number of options. Yes, I agree with that. But changing the system means breaking the two-party system for me. Ranked choice voting, the best way I can describe why I don't like ranked choice voting is what recently happened in the last several years in Alaska. There were two Republican candidates and a Democratic candidate. And the Democratic candidate, and it was a ranked choice system. The Democratic candidate won. Hang on. I've had a few puffs. The Democratic candidate wound up winning the election, even though more people voted for. Oh, that's right. It was a system in which they allowed multiple candidates in from either party. It was two Republicans and a Democrat, and more people cast a ballot for Republicans in sheer numbers than did for the Democrats. But the Democrats wound up winning that election because the Republican votes were spread out over two different candidates. And if the reverse had happened, I don't think that we would be very happy with that end result. I've been driving for almost 3 hours on the way home, decided to get some Zaxby's for dinner. Well, right on. New Zealand has mixed member proportional voting, which means if a party doesn't get a majority, they need to work with other parties to form a coalition. Oof, I don't see that ever happening here. Who the hell's talking about Rubio being hot? Oh, we're not going to be showing the guitar right now. But I appreciate the enthusiasm. Renee is chilling in the other room. She just got home from 3 days away. And well, she left Sunday morning, drove down to Southern Illinois, and stayed with her aunt who had surgery. And then her and her sister and her mom all went together. And then they just got back this afternoon. So she is chilling. What do you mean, am I a manly man? Describe what a manly man does. Go Salukis. He wants the Trump scene cut from Home Alone too? Good. How about AOC and Bernie? What about him? I believe the KG9 is still open, yes. A manly man wrestles bear and elk and with his bare hands and doesn't need a girly weapon like a gun. Yeah, I'm definitely not a manly man then. I don't have a favorite Grateful Dead album. Why does the media let propaganda Barbie just lie? I don't know why people don't just immediately follow up with that's a lie. That's untrue. This is what was actually the case. It's all over now. What is your opinion on the rallies? Waste of time or worth it? You talking about the hands-off rallies? Is that what you're talking about? Why are you so interested in what kind of a man I am? Propaganda Barbie, Ice Barbie, Russian asset, crater face, Tulsi? Jesus Christ, man. Okay, listen. Rallies and protests and all of that stuff are great. But why the fuck is it always the same thing? Why the fuck is it we're not going to vote for that candidate because we don't like every single thing that candidate stands for? And then the other guy wins and we face historically unprecedentedly fascist times, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, now we're all going to get together and rally. We protest, vote, the other guy wins, protest. Protest, vote, the other guy wins, protest. How about you just fucking vote? Like an adult. Like vote like an adult. You know what? I only have two valid options, and I don't fully agree with either one of them. But I am way closer to one, and the other one's a full-blown fascist, so I should fucking vote for the one that I'm closest to. Vote like a fucking adult, and then we don't have to have hands-off rallies. Vote like a fucking adult, we don't have to have 150,000 people occupy the streets of any given city. Vote like a fucking adult, and none of this shit is necessary. Let's try that for a while. How about we all try voting like an adult so we don't have to worry about getting to our state capital for another fucking rally? Vote like a fucking adult. That's my 2 cents. And oh, by the way, to all of those people who couldn't bring yourselves to vote for Kamala Harris because of the Biden Harris's position on the war in Palestine, how about Bernie Sanders having security take down a free Palestine flag at his rally while he continues to talk and not even acknowledge it? Would you have voted for that? I mean, I'm just saying, because Kamala didn't agree with you didn't agree with 100% of what she stood for. You couldn't get 100% agreement on that candidate. So now we're back in this fucking box where Trump is president. What do I think of J.B. Pritzker? He's done a good job as governor of Illinois. But he's also another billionaire, looking to make sure that his pocketbook is taken care of too. I'm hopeful that down the road, whoever ultimately is the candidate, and we shouldn't even be talking about 2028 because it's too far away, but whoever ultimately ends up being the candidate is somebody none of us even know right now. Like when Obama came out of nowhere, when Clinton came out of nowhere. It was someone we're not even thinking about. Uh, Listen, Newsom is definitely going to be in play. Gretchen Whitmer is going to be in play. Pete Buttigieg is going to be in play. There are going to be a whole bunch of people that are going to be in play, but I'm hoping it's somebody that's just either somebody we've never heard of before or somebody that we know right now, but we're not thinking of, and they're just going to come out of fucking nowhere. You know what I mean? Uh, Castro out of Texas. No more celebrities. No more, hopefully, no more billionaires. You like eating batteries. Okay. What? Jesus fucking Christ, man. People are all over the fucking place. They're all over the place. I Do you smoke pot? Does Dolly Parton sleep on her back? Did Houston have a problem? Does the hobby horse have a wooden dick? Does the Pope wear a funny hat? Is a frog's ass watertight? Yes, I smoke weed, pot, ganja, herb, cannabis. 420, the sticky icky, the giggle bush, the broccoli wand, the jazz cabbage, the Maui wowie, the grass, the pot, marijuana. Yeah, I've smoked it a few times, here or there. Occasionally. The Lord's lettuce. Ooh, capture some of that right there. Hitting Cannabis this weekend, right on. I've been to Colorado numerous times, just not since they've legalized. I can't do edibles. They don't affect me. My wife hands me edibles and says, "Here, try this," and try it, nothing, and try this more, and then nothing. Then you get to such massive quantities that it's just not feasible for me. And with smoking, I can kind of ebb and flow as I need to. You know, you get up you're on vacation in Jamaica. You get up in the morning, you start fucking smoking. It's kind of like an all day thing. You know what I mean? Here, you take a few hits in the early afternoon, take a few hits in the early evening, really round your edges at night. I have been to Rise. And yes, have the day you voted for. How do I do this again? Hang on. motherfucking mento. Hang on. What the hell? Yes, there you go. Available at the link in my bio, in my store, my latest merch. Have the day you voted for available in t-shirts, multiple colors, and coffee mugs right now. Have the day you voted for. Get yourself a shirt. Get yourself a coffee mug. Various sizes. I don't know off the top of my head how much they are. Somebody asked how much. The various sizes and the pricing varies by size. But get yourself a shirt today. It is simple. It's not mean. It doesn't have any curse words on it. It doesn't say anything nasty. It's colorful. It gets the point across. And it literally hopes that people get what they wanted, what they voted for. Have the day you voted for. Now, I could amend it and just put in here, comma, motherfucker, but I think that goes without saying. Available at the link in my bio now. Have the motherfucking day you voted for. I really wonder how many who self-deported when in fact just yeah, who the hell knows how many days. Just saw a video today, this evening, of a young girl in a Winnie the Pooh shirt walking to school, and they snatch her off the streets. Wait until the fruit and vegetable prices go insane. Yes, it is important that the kindergartners and first graders really have access to that A1 technology because everybody knows a solid steak sauce can't be beat. No, I am not the Ask the Gen X guy. That's not me. What is a freedom taco, if you don't mind me asking? Did I miss something? I probably just missed something there. Freedom fries didn't last very long, did it? I remember when that bullshit was a thing. We're going to call French fries freedom fries. Really? That's what we're going to do? Okay. That fizzled out fast. What? The Moms for Liberty says nothing about AI, but they complain about LGBTQIA. Well, that's because they're bigots. Oh, it was the freedom fries thing. It was dumb as shit. It was dumb, and it was because we were gonna. I think where we were gonna hit in northern Libya, and France wouldn't let us fly over their country to carry out the attack. And so then we were going to start calling French fries freedom fries. And inbred cousin fuckers who spend their weekends cornholing the local livestock all of a sudden declared that French fries were no longer French fries. They were going to be called freedom fries. God damn it, because Merca. And within a matter of weeks, they were right back to ordering French fries because just like the trucker convoy in DC, and just like the trucker convoy in Canada, and just like the Million Biker March, and just like January 6th, eventually these fucks always just tucker themselves out and they need to go take a nap. And that's what happens with them. No, they're not cousins with the livestock. They fuck the livestock. You know what I mean? These are the kind of guys who have learned to put these sheep's back legs into their own boots so that they can hold on to them tighter. These are also people that have MALE written on their mailbox. Yeah, the strike on Libya. There you go. Giggity, giggity. Yes, because the trucker protest they had been in during COVID didn't involve this. Are we a dictatorship now? Oh, we're close. We're close. We are really close. I think we're as close as we've ever been. How are we close? We have co-equal branches of government, and right now the executive branch is completely ignoring the judicial branch. And if the judicial or the executive branch is allowed to ignore the judicial without consequence, there's nobody that can be sent to arrest anybody or stop something from happening. Then essentially what we have is we have an executive branch that can literally do whatever the fuck it wants because it can't be held responsible or accountable for anything. And that leads to a dictatorship. And that's how we're closer than we ever have been since the dawn of the Republic. This shirt came from liquidblue.com. Liquid Blue. Thank God Kamala isn't in charge. Okay. Why are you here? Do you have equal branches, though? We're supposed to. That's the way it's set up. Now, unless the executive branch has the ability to send federal marshals to go arrest somebody, like the president, who's openly defying the Supreme Court in a unanimous decision, then we're in dictatorship land. Open borders sound like a problem. It's a good thing that we've never had open borders then. We the people have to step in. If you're suggesting a civil war, never going to work. If you're suggesting a revolutionary war, never going to work. I don't know if your 401k is going to continue to lose money. Is Trump going to continue to be the president? Because if he is, then there's a solid chance that you could see some more losses. Why do I keep skipping you? Sorry if I am. I'm not doing it on purpose. Perfect case for him to ignore the Supreme Court. It'll give him a platform. How it plays out. Do you like J.D. Pig Pritzker? Oh, I can tell what kind of a fucking man we're dealing with here. Yeah, I don't mind Pritzker as a governor, given the options that we had. I would prefer not to see him advance and try to run for president. If he ended up being the Democratic nominee, I would obviously support him. He was a way better option than the shit options that the Republicans were putting up there. And when scumbags like you can't argue the points, when men, quote unquote, like you, can't have a debate on the subject, you go after him for his appearance. That's what everyone calls him in Southern Illinois. We don't fucking care what people in Southern Illinois call him. We don't care. By the way, all of those people in Southern Illinois, you're welcome for all the fucking revenue it takes to keep you fucking slackers alive. Happy hour at your place? You enjoy that, man. A resistance or revolution would be impossible because a dictator would just call the military. Exactly. And we've reached a point of military supremacy in which you're going to play hell beating our military. I don't know if it's going to take a coup or not. Can't make fun of Fat Pritzker, but bald Miller. When did I ever make fun of Miller for being bald? I said that being a Nazi ages you, and it does. I never made fun of him for being bald. As a matter of fact, I said people like Jasmine Crockett are in the wrong for making fun of Texas Governor Greg Abbott for being in a wheelchair. Him being in a wheelchair has nothing to do with his ignorant ass policies. The hatred of being a Nazi ages the fuck out of you. We've seen it now with actual Nazis in the 30s and with modern day Nazis in the MAGA era. The dude's 39. What's up, Arizona? How you doing? Yeah, Miller wears his hate, and then he comes out and he flat out lies to the press and says that the Supreme Court unanimously was on their side. No, the Supreme Court unanimously told your ass to facilitate the return of a gentleman who was in this country legally. How you doing, Pittsburgh? Oh, I don't know. Are you from Southern Illinois, Jonathan? Because if you're from Southern Illinois and you bitch about people from Northern Illinois, then yeah, the shoe fits. Because your fucking counties in Southern Illinois can't stay afloat without our money while you bitch about us. I just assume you guys just left the fucking state and go join Kentucky or Indiana. Josh Hawley is just, one of the worst. One of the worst. You're in Denver? Right on, man. It's a fantastic city. Steeler Nation Carpenter. That's a hell of a name. Steeler Nation If you have a name like Steeler Nation Carpenter, and your profile picture is that of the Pittsburgh Steelers logo, then there's a 99.998% chance that you have a minimum of 24 terrible towels somewhere in the house, the car, the garage, the work shed, the workplace, somewhere. You got some. You have a fucking. There is no fucking chance that dude who was in here there's no chance that dude doesn't have a terrible towel. It's a zero. I have said it a million times. I'm going to say it again to everybody out there listening, especially you people that are outside the United States of America and might not get this. And I'm not even from Pittsburgh. I've never lived in Pittsburgh. They're not my teams. There is no greater sports city in the United States of America than Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, period, full fucking stop. It is the greatest sports city in the entire country. Tom, how can you say that? You live in Chicago, you have two baseball teams, you have a world-class football team and basketball team, and no, listen to me. Pittsburgh is the only fucking city where the entire fucking city has adopted a color scheme. The Pittsburgh Pirates, the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Pittsburgh Steelers, black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. I think the college is even black and yellow. The whole fucking city went. If you're going to play sports here, you're going to be black and fucking yellow because we bleed black. Chicago has a fucking rich history of sports, but it's all different colors and from all different fucking themes and whatever. Not fucking Pittsburgh, right? They're just off the fucking chain loyal. What are you gonna? What you grow up in black and yellow? You live your adult life in black and yellow. You fucking die in black and yellow. That is the life of somebody in Pittsburgh. Period. Pitt is blue and gold. My apologies. And I'm not, once again, I'm not even a fan of any of these fucking teams. I'm just saying it's a goddamn fact, man. That Pittsburgh is the sports team, right? You know, and you want to take it a step further, the Pittsburgh Steelers is if you were somebody, if the NFL was going to grant you an expansion NFL team today, right? You boom, you got a new fucking team, pick a fucking city wherever you're going to set up shop, and you were like, how do I fucking run a franchise? All you need to do is study the history of the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right, what do they go 174 years in between fucking coaches, right? They give their guys a chance for long-term success. They constantly spend the money the right fucking way. I'm just saying, man, there's a lot to be admired in Pittsburgh sports lore. Right? Plus you have the fucking fantastic movie starring Tom Cruise, All the Right Moves, right? The Ampipe Bulldogs. Bada boom, bada bing. Once again, black and yellow, right? Don't get me wrong, Chicago's a hell of a fucking sports city. It really is. Nunez sounds like a troll. Probably is. Do you know what I do not give a fuck about? Faceless, nameless, coward fucking trolls. Fuck them all. What's my opinion on Seattle? I love the Pacific Northwest. It's fucking beautiful. All right. It's absolutely gorgeous. You guys could use a few more days of sunshine up there in Seattle. There was a comedian, Paula Poundstone, that talked about when she first moved to Seattle and how romantic it was that the first night she was there, it was raining, so she broke up a piece of old furniture for kindling and got a fire going in the fireplace and cracked open a bottle of wine and just soaked in all the ambiance that is Seattle. And unfortunately, 3 months later, she was a hopeless alcoholic with no furniture because it never stops fucking raining there. Having said that, from a sports standpoint, listen, the new age Seattle Seahawks fans, you know, whatever. Seattle Seahawks history was written with one gentleman, Steve Largent. And anybody who's a Seahawks fan that doesn't know who Steve Largent is isn't a Seahawks fan. They're just a fan of modern day winning. Period. If you go back and look at the wide receiver record books prior to the arrival of Jerry Rice, it was Steve Largent, Steve Largent, Steve Largent, Steve Largent, Steve Largent, Steve Largent, and you can't even fucking name the quarterback that was throwing to the fucking guy. He was that fucking good. I don't know much about Mariners baseball. I can tell you this: one of the most underrated basketball players of all time was Sean the Rain Man Kemp. If you guys want to really be entertained, go to YouTube after, well, you're on YouTube. After this, get on the search bar of YouTube and just Google up or search up Sean Kemp's greatest dunks, and just take a few minutes to scroll through some of those videos. Sean Kemp was a fucking beast. I'll be completely honest with you. Seattle's the home to a couple of athletes I really don't fucking like. That Richard Sherman motherfucker who was, just being a fucking prick in post game interviews. I really didn't care for any of that. Thought it was an extraordinarily poor taste. And as fucking badass as he was, as good of a fucking runner as he was, Marshawn Lynch, turning around and grabbing his fucking dick while falling backwards into the end zone. Yeah, that played in 7th grade, man. Come on. You're in the pros. You're one of the greatest running backs on the fucking field today. And that's the shit you're pulling? Grow up. Pete and Gary Payton. Yep. I have the video of the Winnie the Pooh girl, and I'll be doing a video about that tomorrow. You got some good assholes there. We have some good assholes here in the Chicagoland area, too. Mike Ditka comes to mind. Coach Mike Ditka. What a raving fucking piece of shit that guy was. Deport Elon, says Nicholas Del Toro, while throwing out there a little tip. I appreciate the tip, Nicholas. And yeah, I'm down with that idea. Let's deport Elon. Let's get him the fuck out of here. By all means. No, Donald Trump isn't going to listen to anybody. Taxman by the Beatles is playing in my head. Yep, today is the day. We paid ours late last week. And yeah. On to another tax year. I did not see the hacked crosswalks. You were in Chicago for a Meat Puppets concert on June 1st of 2019. Interesting. Trump is Cartman. Whatever I do, I want. I never really saw that show, but I've heard of that aspect of that particular character. Good evening, hippie lover. What's your opinion on what? I don't have an opinion. Southern Illinois, Northern Illinois. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Whatever, dude. Call us when you guys can actually pay your fucking bills on your own while you're bitching about socialism. Fucking dependent pieces of shit. Just say you're thankful. Just say thank you and just shut the fuck up and move on. Tom McDonald. Windows open or close. Clear the air inside your home could be a good idea. We've had the windows open, man. It gets a little chilly at night, but get that fresh air coming through the house, you know what I mean? My dad was bitching about socialism and in the same breath suggested he might qualify for Section 8 house. What your dad really meant to say was no socialism for those people. Red or green taco sauce on your taco sauce? Well, here, green. I don't know what red and green means by you, but here, green is the hot stuff. Okay, if you're not going to be mad enough to be able to talk about him from a standpoint of policies, but you want to go after his parents, then you're not mad enough to be allowed to be here. So go fuck yourself, and time out like the bitch that you are. What's up, bro? My THC levels. Yes, green sauce is the way to go. Just had some tacos tonight. Green sauce and them spicy fucking carrots. Both red and green. Get a little Christmas going on. No, we're a little early for Christmas. Verde. Verde is the way to go. I don't know where the fuck this country is heading with him at the helm. I just don't. I don't think it's anywhere good. No, that is not a Gibson guitar. That is a D'Angelico. Oh, I fucking love Tabasco sauce. I know a lot of people are like, Tabasco, damn it. No, fucking Tabasco rocks. No, I don't like sour cream. It's not like I don't like sour cream on my tacos. I don't like sour cream. Scotch bonnet and ghost pepper. Now we're getting a little bit too extreme. Scotch bonnet is not horrible. We've had a lot of Scotch bonnet stuff when we're in Jamaica. The ghost stuff, fuck that shit. Louisiana's okay. Oh, do love a good French onion. There's my wife, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody fly straight, or she's gonna kick you out of the room. What's cracking, pimp? All of my bones every time I stand up. Crack, crack, snap, crack. No, I can't stand guacamole, and I don't like sour cream, and I definitely don't want the two motherfuckers mixed together. My wife, on the other hand, you could just mix sour cream and guacamole together, throw a whole bunch of rice in there, mix that together, and just kind of put that on a plate with a whole bunch of chicken. Maybe some refried beans, and give her a fork and some tortillas and get the fuck out of her way. And she will be just fine. What am I smoking today? Whatever the fuck is in here. Your wife eats guac like it's ice cream with a spoon. I don't think Renee goes that far, but I mean. Oh, and cheese. It's got to be smothered in cheese. That was a good hit, yeah. I'm fair to Midland Buzz now. I went and bought sandwiches today. And normally I'm like, I don't want the receipt. It's just something I'm going to have to throw out of my fucking car. And then it dawned on me, no, I need the receipt. Yoink. I'm fucking grabbing receipts today. Got to turn them in to my boss. Actually, I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Skulls are freaking you out? Sorry. I'm not muted, but I am going to be wrapping up soon. I can tell you that much. Am I now? Well, I did. Oh, they're fucking with me about me and muted? Gotcha. See? You can't fucking... I got people watching out for me, goddammit. Do I have a skull bong? No, I don't. But I am dragging ass, and here's why. Let me just tell you really quickly before I get out of here why I'm dragging ass. Last night, as I'm getting ready to go to bed, cat pukes on the sheet. Just sheet in the blanket. So I gotta stay up an additional hour to get the sheet and blanket washed and dried to the point where I could go to fucking bed. And by the time I went to bed, I was like... And then today, voluntarily, not because anybody asked me to, voluntarily, I drove all the way back up by the city in order to get some food to make sure that my wife and my mother-in-law didn't, they were coming back from being out of town for 3 days, and my mother-in-law was going to have to come home and have to figure out how to whip up some type of dinner at some point in time. So I went and I got sandwiches for everybody. So, hey, Velton, what a fucking day. So I'm going to go put my feet up and relax a bit and see you guys again at some point in time tomorrow.